Hi, welcome to RHS with Eric. I'm joined once again with my good friend Nick, and today we're going to be talking about extracurricular activities to do at college. So extracurricular activities would be clubs, or intramural sports, or fraternities and sororities, or even club sports that you can do at college in your spare time. I think extracurriculars are what really makes college fun and can really make your experience not just all about being studious and doing your work, but also about finding interest and really getting into some hobbies that you enjoy. A great way to get involved in campus is just talk to people around you and pay attention to certain emails and look for events that might be going on. A lot of clubs will reach out to you and have booths and events going on where you can go and find out more info about them. So always go check out what's going on, because even if you don't think you might like anything, you never know what you might find. So always pay attention to what's going on and take advantage whenever someone offers information about something. So I don't know if you have any ideas of the type of clubs they'll have on campus, but it's probably a lot more than what you think it might be. I know I've seen there's hiking clubs, and then there's rock climbing clubs, and even splunking clubs where you explore caves. What ones have you seen?
Yeah, there's robotics clubs. There's like a NASA rover club where they make an RC version of a rover, and then they actually get to test it in in Martian atmospheric conditions and stuff like that. Yeah, that was really awesome.
That's really cool.
And then there's the more standard ones. You have like student government. You have gosh, what's another good example? There's like gardening clubs. So I mean, there's a lot of different clubs out there, and if you're not interested in one, you'll probably find another one. I know at some schools they even have like judo, karate, and MMA clubs.
Oh yeah, there's tons. There's like political clubs. Basically, there's a club for almost every interest. So go see what's out there. It'll be worth it. Nick actually has more experience with extracurriculars than I do. I'm going to have him talk to you briefly about fraternities and sororities.
So one of the good things about joining a fraternity, at least for me, is I actually didn't want to join at first. And that's mostly because I'm just a socially awkward person. So what ended up happening is I actually knew one of the fraternity members, and he invited me out for free food, which of course I'm going to take advantage of that, as you can see. But so I ended up going there, and I just started talking to the people, and they seemed really cool. We started playing some volleyball. I think we played a little bit of cornhole, just the normal stuff that you do. And I just had a lot of fun, and I ended up joining because of that. And it's sort of the same experience with a lot of the women who joined sororities. A couple of my sorority friends, they all said the same thing. Like, they didn't necessarily want to join, and it's a little bit more of a complicated process, but they really got to know their fellow sisters, and they really just had a fun time. And there's one last thing I wanted to say. Not everyone needs to join a fraternity or a sorority. You know, it can be a little bit of it can be an expense. It can be too much for some people. Don't feel bad if you want to join and you just find that you don't like any of the fraternities or sororities. It's just how it is. Not everyone wants to be there, or not everyone necessarily should be there. It's one of those things where if you feel like you're not fitting in, don't try to force yourself to fit in. Realize that you just don't like those people, you know. Just move on. Like, don't take it personal if you just don't like them. There was one other thing I wanted to add to that I didn't think about. You know, fraternities and sororities aren't all about drinking. Like, I know, like, in every movie you've ever seen, that's what you think is happening. That really doesn't happen as much as you think it does. It's more like volunteer based, and it's a lot more just friendship. So for instance, my fraternity, we do a thing called Teens Need Training, and that's just helping young adults, you know, get through their elementary and middle school days, because a lot of them just don't have the time to study, or they don't want to study, and so we're there to help them and give them another friend and, like, I guess a role model if you want. And so just keep in mind, like, you know, fraternities and sororities are not exactly what you think they are if your only experience is through movies.
Yeah, you're right. I've met most of Nick's fraternity brothers, and they're really great guys, and honestly, a pleasure to be around. So consider whether that might be something you'd be interested in. The only experience I've really had with extracurricular activities would be intramural sports, and I think they're a blast. Intramural sports range from your average sports, from either playing soccer or football, basketball, easy, simple stuff like that, to weird sports you would never think of, like frisbee or pickleball or even inner tube water polo, which is my personal favorite. And intramural sports are something I think everyone should try, even if you're not good at sports. Like, I'm terrible at basketball. If you were at the camp last year and played basketball with me, you know how bad I am at that. But I still play anyway. I just make a team, and it's the worst team ever. But we still go out and we just have a good time. So always give sports a try. Don't feel like you have to be really good at them to give them a shot. And finding a team might be hard for some people, so here's some advice. Your dormitory that you live in, they could form a team themselves. I know that there was a Browning and Evans, which is one of my dorms, that we formed a flag football team that I played on my freshman year. And also campus ministries and other youth groups around the college might have intramural teams. I think almost every campus ministry here at Tech has an intramural team, and I play on a lot of them. And you don't necessarily have to be that religious of a person to play. They're just looking for good friends and fellowship to go out and play sports with. Also, if you just want to form one with your friends, I've done that before too. You can just get a group of friends and go to the intramural office and be like, hey, we're signing up and here's our team. So never feel like you're not good enough or you don't know where to go for intramurals. It's just all for good fun, and hey, if you win a championship, you get a t-shirt, so that's worth a lot. Another great way you can find out about opportunities for clubs and extracurriculars at your university is go to your school's website and look up clubs. They should have a list of all the clubs and different organizations going around at your school, and you can find information about what's going on with those clubs, or you can even find contact information. Don't feel afraid to call them or email them, whatever contact info is listed, because whoever is in charge of those clubs loves to reach out and get more members. Clubs are always looking for more members, so reach out to them, ask any questions you have, they'll be more than happy to answer. The point of all this is we're just trying to say get involved on campus. It will really enhance your college experience. I'd say getting involved has improved your experience.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know the most fun I've had is when I've been out doing random dumb intramurals. So try out clubs, look into student government, see if intramurals are any fun for you. Just get out and try stuff, because that's what college is all about. Thank you for watching. This has been RA Chats with Eric. Tune in later for more educational and helpful videos.
This has been a Teacup production.